You know, you catch something on TV, you get a quote, and now you pushing that narrative as if me and Bud don't do that all the time. If we both didn't care, we would never have stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm glad that the win is going to sweep all of that stupid stuff under the rug because people couldn't wait. Even some people in Phoenix in here couldn't wait to run with that.
Bro, your reaction. His whole press conference was pretty good last night.
Yeah, I don't often agree with everything Kevin Durant says, but
oh, this is one of Bruce's tenets. I forgot.
This is one of my
Bruce's
pet
big
peeves
beliefs.
with the media.
Yeah.
You see one interaction and you think, oh my gosh, they hate each other. They're at odds. They'll never be able to work together again. And that might be the case here and there. More often than not, it is not. And I think Kevin Durant, everything he said, I totally agree with. Remember when Draymond and Steve Kerr got into it? It might even been a Christmas Day game, but when Lisa Salters heard Draymond going off on Kerr in the locker room, obviously they've been able to work together. Like, this is sports.
There was also the
guys
time
are passionate.
that Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra was like, what do you want to fight me?
Well,
And it turned out the answer was yeah.
But I think they made the finals after that too. I'm just saying, like, in the heat of the moment, stuff happened. You guys know I felt that way about Salah and Rodgers. I felt that way about Jalen Hurts and Sirianni.
That one didn't play out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people say they liked each other. So I'm with Durant. This is
No,
nothing.
I mean, listen, I agree. You can have really heated, terrible moments with someone that you end up successfully working together with. Fox and I have them.
We should hear some of our calls.
All the
you
time.
two go at it.
Here is the something piece of it. I think that, not because of this, but I think that the Suns are probably going to go one and done with another coach, though. Ishbia, you know what I mean, has got the worst case of new owner syndrome, copyright Bill Simmons, of anyone I've ever seen. They are massively underachieving.
Totally.
The story about him telling Booker to zip it and Booker not being happy about it. Now, he and KD, we didn't play the clip, but it's what KD was referring to. He and KD did, reconcile even too strong. Like, you know what I mean? They then had a nice moment afterwards. So it's not because I think, Kevin Durant's probably going to be gone anyway.
Right.
But they have massively underachieved. And I watched this last night, more of this game than just about any game. And this isn't this conversation. I just want to get it kind of on the record. Next time you watch a Suns game, just watch Kevin Durant. The only place you see his age is how he moves. I know that sounds dumb.
Like when he doesn't have the ball?
Yes. Just him going up and down the court and all of it, you're like, oh, he is just a touch creakier than before. So he's still such a brilliant scorer that, his score is 26, 27. But I think that's one of the reasons why the Suns, it's a poorly built roster. But it looks like, well, Booker's playing great, KD's playing great. I don't think KD is able to have the impact he was having previously.
You say he's not as good as his numbers would suggest.
Yes.
I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. First of all, I'm surprised that Bud Budenholzer hasn't been better, or at least hasn't had success with them. Because he's had success everywhere.
His problem has been the playoffs at times.
Yeah.
But
and their defense has plummeted to about the worst in the league. On Durant, and the people are going to say, oh, you're talking negative about the league. LeBron, Durant, and Steph, and they're all playing great. But the fact that they, at their age and this stage of their career, can still put up the same numbers they've always been putting up, it's easier to score in today's NBA. And Durant said that. Yeah. He said it was so hard getting 30 points 10 years ago because the paint was packed in. You're going in the paint. There's a ton of people in there and things like that. And now with the floor spread and the teams are scoring a lot more, half your shots are worth 3 points.
About our little Bud list things, a lot of times you forget some of our bits.
I mean,
check. LeBron got to 50K. First player ever. Nick, do you think this is an unbeatable record?
Yeah, I think it's more unbreakable than the 100-point game.
Because you got 101.
Well, with the threes now.
Yeah, and because, like.
Not more unbreakable, though, than the 50 points a game.
Correct.
average. Yeah.
I agree. But
That
like,
one's the most of
Or
it.
48 minutes
the
a game.
48 and a
48 and a
yeah,
half.
point,
48
48 and a
minutes.
half
That's
points
probably
a
the
game.
48 and a half minutes
But
a game.
just
Will
you'd have to play because it's playoffs and regular season.
This weekend.
Yeah.
And when we do this next week, I'm okay. If the Lakers beat the Celtics in Boston, the Lakers can take the top spot. But this brand new team does not deserve to be on the same footing as the defending champs. And it's like, well, it's not just a one-time thing. The core of the Celtics just winning playoff games. Here's Josh's most playoff wins since 2022. They're the Celtics, so we know that they've played together, gone through the whole gauntlet many times. So it's not just Luka and LeBron, which I know that we're ready to say it works 100%. Maybe not 100%, maybe 85% when we see the playoff rotations, see how it works to see what you want to throw at them. Celtics defense, not as good as it was in their championship year, because in the championship year, they had the number 2 defense. Now they have the number 5 defense, so I think a common narrative is the Celtics defense got worse. No, it's actually the exact same, just other teams got a little bit better. And finally, the Celtics against the East, they're like the opposite of the Knicks. Versus Cavs, Bucks, and Knicks, they're 8-2. They win games by almost 10 points. They have 4 10-point wins. So I will put this, we're going to do it next week. I'm okay if the Celtics lose to the Lakers in Boston. I think that is a huge data point. The Lakers can be won. But if the Celtics beat the Lakers this weekend, the committee has to have the Celtics, who are the defending champions and have looked pretty good. Bits of boredom.
Well, so okay, a couple
Bits
things.
of boredom. Let the Cavs come back.
So a couple
Okay.
things. So is this that the Celtics are incorrectly ranked now, or that this would be incorrect next week if it stays like
I'm
this?
trying
if
to
the
be
Celtics have
diplomatic.
won?
I don't want to start a big fight.
You don't have to. Be
Obviously, the champs should be at the top of the tiers.
The-
It's the first tiers. Who deserves to be at the top?
Well,
you don't have the number 1 team. The best teams are in the second level.
well, that's what I was going to argue.
So then,
That's
then
what-
put the champ at the top.
Yeah,
There's
no.
only 3 teams that should be at the top. The 2 first-place teams are the champs. Certainly, the Lakers shouldn't come and squeeze in here because they played good basketball for a little while.
Well, that's the other point I wanted to make. This whole they've played good basketball for a little while.
Yeah.
I think the Celtics have 18 losses, right? I think the Lakers have 21. So like the
Celtics played good basketball for 4 years.
and
They're the defending champions. They deserve more respect than being on a team that just came together the other day.
okay, I think having them atop the tier is a lot of respect.
So they're saying, if they win, I need the committee to say, obviously,
it's
the
not next week, obviously.
I swear to God.
What?
If I'm willing to make, that's a fair deal. It's why we play the games. If they play in one team, it's a must-win.
Not only is it
It's a must-win for the Celtics.
Okay, Wild. Not only is it a fair deal, it's an obvious point that these 2 teams are playing in a week, and the Celtics already have a better record, and they're the defending champs. Of course, if they win, then when we do tiers next week, they would be ahead of them. Of
It's not the
course.
championship, though.
Jesus.
It's just a regular season victory.
What are you arguing?
Wait. No, if the Celtics win, I don't
All
know
of
the
last
Lakers.
night's logic.
Conte looking for a new team after being released by the Jets. The favorite, a homecoming to the Packers.